Hello friends, welcome you all in lecture series Machining Science and Machine Tool. I am Amit Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Surendra Nayar University, Jaipur. Today is the first lecture and the subject code of this syllabus is ME. So basically, with starting the course content, they are divided into the 5 units, and each unit have some different contents with respect to the other. So these are the we can say these are the 3 credit course subject, and the total 36 lecture we will have for in this series of this particular subject, and 7 are for each unit we required, and 20 marks for each unit we have. So the first unit name is Material and Geometry of Cutting Tool, in which we will discussing about the introduction, desirable properties of tool material, characteristics of cutting tool material, cutting tool geometry, chip flow direction, tool angle specific system, cutting parameters, tool geometry, index level inserts, chip breakers, and tool use of unusual geometry. Where in second unit we will discussing about some mechanics of metal cutting, in which the merchant circle diagram, determination of cutting and thrust forces, coefficient of friction, shear plane angle, velocity and relationship, shear stresses and stresses, strain rate in orthogonal cutting, strain distribution along the rank face, theory of Lee and Schaeffer, all etc. Cutting forces measuring techniques, that is dynamometer. These all these terms are discussed in the unit 2, which is name is mechanics of metal cutting. Where the third unit, in which the contents are thermal aspects in machining and cutting fluid. The subparts of these units are, which we will be discussing in the unit third, that is reason of heat generation, heat in the primary zone, heat at the tool wear interference, heat flow at the tool clearance interference, average shear plane temperature, average chip tool interface temperature, method of tool temperature measurement, temperature distribution in tool, cutting fluid, types, compositions of cutting fluid, section of the cutting fluid are discussed all these parameters in the unit 3, that is thermal aspect in machining and cutting fluid. Where in the unit 4th is totally discussing on the about the tool property of the tool wear, tool life and the machinability. Where the subparts of the units is tool wear mechanism, type of tool damage during cutting, wear and chipping characteristics of different tool material, tool wear equations, tool failure criteria, tool life equation, effect of process parameter on tool life testing, machinability, surface finishing, and surface integrity. And last but not the least, there will be some foundation because we have some course content in the unit wise, and the unit fifth, the course contents are machine tool. That is, we in which unit we will discussing about some types and classifications of non-conventional and conventional lathe machine, conventional drilling machine, conventional milling machine, a non-conventional lathe machine, drilling machine, and milling machine, etc. The statistics, dynamics, and thermal consideration in the machine tools. These all are the fundamentals are discussed in the unit 5th. The course objective of this series is to develop the machinery product by various machines, because there are the various types of machines in the production department, conventional and not non-conventional machines. Okay, so it will machine we require for that particular operation, we will be develop the machinery product by various machines with the help. Second is to study and the calculations of machinery operation, because during the operation there are some calculations we require. For example, if we require to find out the temperature at particular zone, to find out the forces act on the tool or workpiece, or we can say the chip formation. So what are the calculation we required for that to find out the surface quality of the product? So we will calculate it also the part of our objective, because after that we will be able to understand the phenomena in practical or experimental way. Third one is to understand terminology and geometry of a tool and various operations on lathe, because it is most important that the tool is the most effective parameter which is used for the material cutting, and material will remove by the help of the tool. And when the tool geometry, if we do not understand, and if you have no idea about the different types of tools, then it will not be easy to cut the material, whether we do not understand the property of the cutting tool. So it will understand basically to define the terminology and the geometry of the tool. We will be discussing the series. Fourth one is to understand the various milling operation. What are the various milling operations are in the milling machine? So we will be discuss also in the course series lectures, and the different types of operations will be performed in the milling machine. So and what are the importance, and how we can find out their terminology, and we can find out the calculation with the help of some different aspect to each other. So we will discuss in the series and the unit fifth. Fifth one is to understand operation carried out on grinding machines. As we know, quality is the most important parameter with quality check material. We will just judgment by the surface roughness, or we can judge by the surface smoothness or surface finishing. So the grinding machine is the player most important for increasing the surface quality or the finishing or smoothness. So we will discuss some grinding machines and their operations carried out on it. These all are the objectives we will cover during the series. Course objective. What we learn after this end of the course or end of each unit. So there are some calculations, values of various forces involved in the machining. Definitely we will be discussing the machining with the help of the derivations and with the help of the numerical perform. Because by the numerical or by the derivation, we will be able to understand the practically how the chip will formation, what type of machining operations will be performed, and their forces act and stresses are generated in the internal surface or the outer surface of the material. So these all are the calculations we will discuss in the machining operations by the help of derivation and as well as the numerical form. Second one is design various single and multi-point cutting tools. The single and multi-point cutting tools, there are the many types of cutting tools, and basically we generally use to machining process single point cutting tool and multi-point cutting tool, and both are working on different machines, and they are different geometries and the different machining operations we have in single point cutting tool and multi-point cutting tool. We will discuss in the some later. You will find out at the end of the how to design of how to design a single point and a multi-point cutting tool. Third one is analyze the heat generation in machining and coolant operation. Analyze heat generation in machining and coolant operation, because during the machining we know that when the tool arrives on the workpiece surface, they are due to the friction increasing and the heat will be increased, and during the heat temperature will be increased and it will transfer to the formation of the chip, and we know that the temperature is much more increased than it tool wear will be chances or material of the workpiece will be damaged. So we require operation and what type of coolant and the role of the coolant play in the for maintaining temperature. These all are the fundamentals we will discuss in units that we will say the out able to understand the formation and how to control the temperature of the tool. For this illustration, the property of various cutting tool material and has the selected appropriate tool material for particular machining applications. You know that the cutting tool material is the most important, that if we do not understand the cutting tool property and we select the material for randomly for cutting the workpiece, if suppose the workpiece of the material is much more harder than the tool, then the tool chances may be here, all tool turns may be break or damages occur on the surface of the tool material. So it is the most important to understand the various cutting tool material and the geometry for understanding the proper machining. Fifth is demonstration the internal relationship between the cutting parameters and the machining performance. Because we know that there are some power requirement in cutting time, cutting tool, and surface finishing. These all are the some output factors which we want to perform after the end of the machining. We require the low power consumption. We required the low timing, low cutting timing. We require the tool life will be increased. We require the surface finishing will be increased. So these all are the output parameters we want to during the machining operation, and how type of operation will be performed to manage this type of requirement which we will during the machining we want. And we at the end of the series we will be able to understand to how to be save the power and how to be increase the surface roughness, decreasing the surface roughness. Sorry, which will be helpful for to maintain the quality of the product in the market. Sixth is analyze the economics of machining operation. Analyze and economics of machining operation. Because in the machining operation, you know very well that is a every industry continuously mass production are doing, and there are a lot of machines are currently used in the industries with the rapid production. So the economic point of view, we will be observed that it is the product will be manufactured the end you with the price rate is the most important, because if the price rate you will not minimize, and everyone not will be able to understand able to purchase this type of product. So we require how to maintain the price rate and how to reduce the price rate, and with the increasing the number of quality and the varieties of the product we will be manufactured for the customer, because the customer is our service provider which is used and provide the feedback that the product will be good or not. So these are some outcomes you will be learned at the end of the series. Now this is the introduction section, because of unit. This is the lecture one, and these are the introduction lecture to understand the subject geometry, to understand the subject direction, where we go, where we want to go in this series. So I have just asking that some question to you. Then what do we use to cut an apple? It is the simplest question. What do we use to cut an apple? Obviously, your answer will be is simply the knife. You do not need to any some special cutter or hacksaw machine for cutting the apple, because you know very well apple is a very smallest in shape, and knife is sufficient for that, because knife is a very harder, sharper, and small in size and carry easily. So obviously the knife is a suitable tool for the cut the apple, and you just observe that these all are the phenomena happens on the during the machinability, because you just observe that, assume that a apple is a workpiece. So for that particular work, if you know that the your workpiece is a very smoother or less harder, and they have a very light hardness and toughness. So which type of tool we require to cut the workpiece? So you must be connected. This is a basic example, and this by this example, I am just strong your foundation, because your foundation is not strong in the starting time, then you will not able to understand the basic or some typical fundamentals used for the metal cutting. So you just observe that this is the portion, this is a portion, this is the apple, and you must be observe that this is the workpiece. So and the workpiece property is that it's very smoother, lighter, and small in weight. So which type of tool we will use? We'll use obviously that you will select the knife, not for the special cutter, because knife is harder, knife is sharper, and easy to cut, and easy to carry, and easy to design also, because it is sufficient to cut the apple. So the objective, and I just want to say that, so while during the machining you must be select the workpiece material is the most important to identify. If you identify the workpiece material properties, then you will be able to understand the which type of tool you will select for the machining or to remove the material. Because if you select the material, tool material which is not more harder, that is not harder than the workpiece, then your tool chances may be damaged. It can occur some cracks on the surface of the tool material, or maybe chances that your tool cutting edge will be wear, which is not required in the machinery. So with the example of apple and the knife, I help you understand that the basic concept, that is which material you select for the workpiece. First of all, you identify them, and after that you will be able to understand, yes, this is the apple material and this is we can say this is a workpiece material. For example, you just cut the aluminium, the workpiece material is aluminium, so you will able to understand that what type of material we select for, which is have more than aluminium toughness, more aluminium hardness, so we select those type of material. That is, you will select the steel, because steel is much more harder than the aluminium. So it will easily cut the aluminium with the help of steel. So the question is simply that whenever you are doing any machining operation, you must be reminded that the selection of the workpiece, after that you will be select the appropriate tool which have a more harder than the workpiece. That's why it will providing the good surface finishing and smoother. Otherwise, it may be chances that your workpiece will be damaged or as well as the tool will be damaged. So for preventing the time, for preventing the power losses or prevent the power consumption, you must be aware this type of fundamental, because this is the fundamentals, the starting portion of the base fundamental we used for metal cutting. Now the second question arrives at what do we use to cut the steel or cast iron or stainless steel? Suppose if your workpiece material are made up of steel, cast iron and stainless steel, then what or on what conditions you will select the tool material? Obviously, that you will select those material who have much more harder than this type of workpiece material. So you will select the tungsten carbide, because tungsten carbide, it is harder than the most of the materials. So it will able to cut steel, cast iron, and stainless steel also. Or you will select the diamond, is because diamond is the hardest than all the other materials. Okay, I hope you understand what I want to tell you, because this is just a common question. So if the tool material you will identify, then it's easy to cut the workpiece material. But if your workpiece material is not you identify and you just randomly select a tool material, and if example then your material will be more harder than your tool material, workpiece material is more harder than the tool material, definitely it will damage the tool and reduce the life of the tool material. So for preventing this, or we can say to achieve the good machinability, to achieve the good surface finishing, to achieve the good surface smoothness, so it must be reminded that most important that the material of tool will be selected as the condition of the material of the workpiece we will have select for machining operation or metal removal. So these are some examples I am just showing you on the screen to understand the metal cutting, or to understand the importance of the workpiece material, or to understand the importance of the tool material for the machining operation. Now the second question arrives is that what is common in this process? There are the four type of machining operations we have: turning, drilling, milling, facing, grinding. Turning, milling, drilling, and grinding. So which one of the process is very popular or commonly used? Your answer is, I think all the operations are popular nowadays, because with the applications or their demand, all the machine manufacturing industries are doing this type of operations in regular way. Because the turning is generally used in the lathe machine, milling is used in the milling machine, drilling of hole or providing the some bore. So we used for the drilling machine, and of course providing the surface finishing or smoothness. Then you will be provide the grinding operation. So I think all the are common for used, but what type of operation you will perform, so it is depending on the first is your demand. What is the objective of your machining operation? What you want? You want drilling? Then which type of tool we will select? Obviously, you will select the multi-point cutting tool because it is not happening with the help of a single point cutting tool, because single point cutting tool is used for the turning operation. They will not be able to drill, or we can say the working as a multi-point cutting tool, because they have a single cutting edge. So that's why we used for the turning. You can see in this diagram. But if you want to cut the multiple points and we can say the drilling, so with the help of the multi-point cutting tool, you can see these are the multi-point cutting tool, and with the help of this, you will cut the material, or you will drill the material easily, because this tool is made up of for this particular operation. So that's why this subject is very important to understand the tool material, tool operation, and a special type of tool we use for a particular operation. If a tool is not selection as a standard format, or we can say some specific operation, and the operation if you perform without the selection of parameters, it will be dangerous to cut the material, or we can say it is ultimately the loss of the money, because the wastage of unwanted material we remove with the unwanted directions we provide for the cutting operation. So these all are the common operations. These are some common discussions I am just discussed with you in this lecture, because by this lecture you will able to understand of what direction you will be go to understand the lecture series, because they are too much contents, and if you based on all are based on your basic foundation. If the foundation of your this subject it will be strong, then it may be chances that you will be achieve the good milestone in this subject. Now, second question is that what is the common in this process? What is common in this process? This process have the material be removed. The first we can say that all the process are we can you just see in the diagram. That is all processes are used to remove the material. The material removal is the all are the common form in this process. In every each and every operation, there is a one common thing is that a material removal. But the material removal technique with the different types of tool we achieve for different applications. That is the machining science and machine tool to understand what type of tool we required for that, what type of operation we want to perform. So the right tool will be, if we selected, then it must be beneficial for us to understand. Yes, if you want to just turning operation, so you want to select the multi-point cutting tool for that. You do not able to cut the material by the help of the multi-point cutting tool. You want to single point cutting tool, you will be used for that turning operation. Okay, so every turning operation, if we can say turning operation, milling operation, grinding operation, and drilling operation, all the four operations, there's a one thing is common, that is the material removal, and you will remove the material with the help of the tool on the surface of the workpiece. So basically, the concept generation is that the tool may be different, but their objective is cutting the workpiece material and formation of the chip. We just reminded that the operation of different machining are different, and they use a different type of tool. But the one common thing of all the different operations are in one, that is same. We can say the material removal process, because ultimately the sole objective of your machining is to remove the material from the surface of workpiece, and to provide the appropriate shape or design which you want to fabricate as a job or as a product in the industry. So basically, what happened? We can say the machine classifications. So machine classifications, that is the turning center or lathe, vertical center or milling, or horizontal milling center, that is a special purpose machine. So what type of machine is used for this operation? It will be happening some on the lab machine, or that is conventional or non-conventional lab machine. So which type of machine you will be selected for that particular operation? It's desired or it is choice up to you, because each and every machine, that is a conventional and non-conventional machine, both are applications based. If you want to the more accuracy, if you want the automation, you will select for the CNC machine. But if you want to just suddenly providing the job, or have an urgent requirement and no available of electricity or skill labor for a CNC machine, so you will be preferred definitely to the conventional machine, that is the lathe machine, simple lathe machine. So the selection of that particular machine, it is also depending on the basic criteria or our requirement, or the purpose of the requirement will be identified startingly. After that, you will be able to understand the machining operation, which type of operation will be performed on that machine, because they are the different type of directions, because vertical milling machine, we can say vertical lathe machine, horizontal lathe machine, or we can say the horizontal milling machine. So they are the different types of machines, directions, and we can say the classifications are as follows. Zone of heat generation, that is the most important, because what temperature we arrive, and how to maintain the temperature, and how to identify the temperature of that particular zone. So for that, the zone of heat generation is the most important to maintain the quality of a workpiece and to maintain the quality of a chip control, because we know that during the machinability, as you can see in this diagram, the tool are used for the material removal. You can see here, this is the workpiece and this is the tool. Tool is striking on the surface of workpiece will to remove the material in the formation of the chip are generated. And you can see in this diagram, there's a three type of layers are shown here. This first layer is the tool work interface. Middle layer you can show this is a chip tool interface, and in this section you will be seeing the shear zone interface. So basically, we just understand that the tool, when striking on the surface of the workpiece, it will start the remove of the material and the formation of chip are generated. During this chip formation, what happens basically, the lot of amount of temperature are generated at the end cutting edge portion area, where we can see the shear zone. Where the start the shear zone, that means we can say the shear plane. These are the three type of plan. That are shear plane, shear zone, shear plane, which is indicate the workpiece plan. This we can say the shear plane. Workpiece area, the base area of the workpiece, we can say the shear plane, and the material remove area from the workpiece, that we can say the shear zone, where the shearing of the material will start and is convert into the chip. So that time, and this portion, the dotted line will indicate that these are the shear zone to cut the material and the formation of sheep are started. So what happened basically, we will be understand that the concept of chip generation, which is the most important to identify, because if a lot amount of chip generated and with the high temperature, so it will remove the surface quality, it will damage the surface quality of the tool as well as the workpiece also. So for maintaining this, we required to understand the heat generation zone. I hope you understand this diagram. So I'm just repeat once again. Workpiece section is basically the shear plane area. The material starting from that workpiece area at that time, at that where the chip is starting the formation, those area are covered under the shear zone. Okay, and there are the three type of formation we required. First is chip tool interference, to understand that is a chip and a tool interference. What are the happening in between the chip and the tool? What are the some changes we required for the tool and the workpiece interference, and a workpiece and a chip interference? So these all are the fundamental to understand basically to find out the heat generation zone and to maintain the temperature. In this diagram, basically the heat dissipation zone are mentioned here because it's very understand to the basic structure of heat dissipation in the tool and the workpiece. So basically, you must be reminded that from the point of view, we can say the tool, the 18% of energy is converted into the heat. 18% of energy is converted into the heat in case of tool, and 2% of heat energy is converted in the case of workpiece, and 80% energy is converted into the heat in the case of the chip formation. That is when the chip is formation, the 80% of energy is converted into the heat. You can see in this diagram the because it is just a common thing that while during machining the tool will strike on the surface of the workpiece and starting the cut the material, and the first end point, that is you can see these are the first end point where the tool strike and provide to remove the starting the material from the workpiece and starting the formation of chip are here. The dotted line is shown here, this shear zone, and at this point you can see these section are maintain the maximum amount of heat which is converted on the surface of the chip, and the very low amount of heat is generated on the surface of the workpiece area, and the remaining portion of the heat are generated on the surface of the tool. So that's basically the we can say that the maximum amount of energy is converted in the formation of the chip, because ultimately you will find out that whenever you're doing the machining and you will check the chip before touching your finger with the chip surface, you will find the maximum heat dissipation from that place, and you will check the temperature with the help of the some temperature measuring instrument of workpiece temperature and the tool temperature and as well the chip temperature. You will find that the workpiece and the tool comparison, the chip must maybe increasing the too much amount of heat and at the surface. So these are the heat dissipation zone to understand for preventing the tool material and with the workpiece material, because the workpiece finally converted into the product. And if your product is not an appropriate quality and good finishing, or we can say good smoothness, then it will not survive in the market or it will be rejected on the testing department. So for preventing the tool material, you must identify the heat dissipation zone, and we will also calculate some formula, or with the help of the numerical we will identify the heat dissipation zone, and to understand with the experimentally in the series to how do we maintain the energy of heat to prevent the surface of tool and with the surface quality of the workpiece also. Tool wear. Tool wear is the because we know that I'm just telling you that a tool is the most important part of machining. So the gradually tool wear unavoidable but controllable. Premature wear or failure avoidable. The line indicates that the gradual tool wear are unavoidable but controllable, because you know that if you find that during machining you do not provide the coolant during machining, then what happens? Coolant, basically the work of the coolant is to maintain the temperature or maintain the heat dissipation zone. The discussion I am just showing to the earlier in the slide, what we are doing in this, we want to just maintain the heat dissipation zone on the surface of the workpiece and the surface of the tool also. So how we can control? We will control with the help of some coolant. If you do not provide a sufficient coolant or right coolant for that particular operation, with respective the application, so what type of application you will be want, and what tool machining or machining operation you will perform. So the selection of the coolant is also the important criteria to maintain the temperature or heat dissipation zone. Gradual tool wear, basically what happens normally after some continuously operation, the tool cutting edge will be wear. You must be sure that after checking the initial, before starting the machining operation, you must be check the quality of the tool, and after the end of the machining, whenever you stop the machining for complete operation, you will be check the quality of the tool once again at the end of the operation. So, and after comparison between the comparison to each other, the starting quality before starting the tool and the after end of the operation of machining, and you check the quality of the tool. So both are different to each other because the tool cutting edge of the tool will be wear, and this wearing of the cutting edge indicate that the surface quality you will be not provide the good, or it may be chances that the metal will be removed very less amount because the cutting edge is not sharp. So how to prevent this type of problem? So we prevent with the help of the cutting tool, or we prevent by the maintaining the temperature with the help of coolant. If you provide a sufficient coolant or continuously coolant, because if you want to cut the material, that is we can say used for the hexo machine, okay, for abrasive cutter, then you will be not provide the coolant for during the machining, then the lot of heat are generated at the place of workpiece surface, and workpiece you will must be seen that the surface of the workpiece will be covered by some blackish area, which is indicate that your maximum surface of workpiece are burnt, which is the wastage of money and which is not required to make a product for this type of surface. So, for preventing such type of problem, you must be aware that the which type of coolant and the quantity of the coolant used for the machining for a particular operation, how much. So these all are the some tool preventing the tool where we will use for coolant and maintain the temperature for increasing the surface quality. Now, second one is how do we rate the machinability? Basically, yes, we can say how you can say this is the good machinability, or you will achieve the good machinability during the metal cutting. So there are some conditions are occurred. The first point is the tool life in minutes. Tool life in minutes. That means we can say that how much time you required for that single operation. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, or how much time you require as per the application, how as per the complete the transformation of workpiece to the job. So after or before you will check the tool quality, which indicates that the ultimate tool life, and you will calculate in the minutes. Tool life basically is the most important because we use the tool for cutting the material. If the tool life is not, we prevent and to secure that their temperature or the surface quality of the tool. So how we can able to understand, or how we able to cut the workpiece material, or to provide the good fine finishing on the product. So the tool life is the most important to identify for achieving the good machinability. So you must be checked before starting that operation, the tool quality, and after end of the operation of machining, you just check the once again the surface quality of the tool, and compare to each other, and you will just you have will found that there are some difference between them, initial to and final stage of the tool material. So from that you will be identify the good machining or the tool life. You will be justified in a rapid production, or we can say them if you continuously use the for a 20 product and for a different type of operation will be perform a single tool. So it may be chances that the tool life will be decreased. So you will be maybe change the tool, or you will be just repair the tool from the cutting edge will be increasing with the will be increasing by the help of the grinder, but it is not sufficient for that. It is a temporary we can say the formation of sharpening the cutting edge, but the long time we prevent. So maintaining the tool life is very most important. Second force is that the second point is the cutting forces and the power consumption. Cutting forces, that is, there are the three cutting parameters. We have the cutting speed. depth of cut, and feed rate. So, what cutting parameters we use for the particular operation, and how much time power required for that operation is calculated by some numerical or some derivation. We will have to understand this type of problem in our lectures. So the cutting forces are generated, and the forces are developing with the help of the. You can identify the dynamometer, what type of forces are and how much quantity of the force are act on the workpiece surface. So you will be identify that, and after that you will be prevent some material or as well as a tool material or a workpiece material, because the power consumption is the most important, because obviously they save the electricity. If you are just doing any machining and you save the power, and with the saving of the power you will provide the good surface quality, then it is a, we can say it's a good machinability. And the third point is the quality of surface finish. The quality of surface finish is the ultimate our goal objective, to provide the good surface finishing, good smoothness, and remove the surface roughness on the surface of material. So ultimately, to find the good machinability, you must be achieve the good surface finishing. After that, you will be said that this is a good machinability, or we can say the good machining operation we perform. Chip formation, there are the three type of chip formation: continuous chip, discontinuous chip, and build-up chip. So what type of chip we require for the good machinability? We will be understand later for the formation of chip section unit 1. Material removal rate is also the most important factor, because ultimately the material will remove during the machinability, and the rate of material removal rate is will be low or less. So these are the some questions arise during the machinability. Is it good for the high material removal rate, or it is very good for the low material removal rate? So what we do for our machining operation to identify the good material removal rate, with the help of material removal rate, you will be also able to understand and you will provide the rate of machinability. Now the first is a material removal process, that is the metal cutting process. You can say here the material removal process, it directly we can say it is a metal cutting process. During the metal cutting, we remove the material. Obviously, that with the help of the cutting tool, we use to cut this tool for the cutting the, or we can say remove the material from the work surface, and the formation of the chip. In the formation of chip, we can say that the different type of chip generation, and on the basis of that chip formation, we say that this is a good machinability or this is a net formation of not good machinability. So what happened basically in that, we can see that the traditional machine, that is machining process, the material removed by sharp cutting tool, that is turning, milling, and drilling. So whenever you are doing any operation on the machining, or we can cut the material for any purpose, so you must be reminded that the cutting edge will be sharp. If the cutting edge is not sharp, then it will not able to cut the material smoothly, or we can say to provide a good machinability, because the cutting edge is ultimately the key tool for cutting the surface of a workpiece with easily. I'm just showing. I'm just giving the example earlier, the apple and the knife. Okay, so I hope you understand this concept generation, and that is you must be aware that the surface quality or surface property of the workpiece. After that, you will be select the appropriate tool property for the cutting purpose. If you are not selecting the tool material, which type of tool we use for that particular workpiece material, and you do not identify, then maybe it is just maybe dangerous. Second one is why machining is important. The question arrives in your mind that why machining is important, why we do machining. Basically, the machining is used to provide the good surface finishing, providing the appropriate or the design structure we want to fabricate of a particular product, or we provide to remove the material from the excess amount of surface. surface of the workpiece material. So the variety of the work material can be machined on the basis of the operation and the basis of the requirement. What type of required you cut the material from the workpiece with the help of cutting tool, and what type of shape you will be provided for it's totally depending on the application of the product. The variety of part shape and special geometry features possible, such as the screw thread, accurate round holes, very straight edges and surface, good dimensions, accuracy and surface finish. So you will ultimately, the sole objective of the machining is to provide a good accuracy and the surface finishing. After, because overall the product quality we will be checked on the basis of the accuracy and the surface finishing. Now, this we can. I'm just asking the one question for the drilling operation. Which type of tool we use? So your answer is the multi-point cutting tool. Obviously, that it will be used only for multi-point cutting tool, because from the single point cutting tool it is not be happy, because multi-point cutting tool have a multiple edges and it's easy to cut the work, because easy to drill the workpiece on a single uh, direction. So in this diagram, I'm just showing you that is the workpiece. This is a workpiece where we want to operate the perform to metal removal. This is a drill bit. That means we can say it is a multi-point cutting tool. You can see this is a, you can see this curve section. This is one first, this is second. These all are the cutting edges. That's why we can say these are the multi-point cutting tool. That's why we can say this is a multi-point cutting tool. So this is a drill bit, and drill bit used to cut the workpiece and form the some a hole. And this you can see this is the feed rate we providing in the vertical downward direction, and you will show that in the figure the workpiece are converted at a particular area. In the middle section, the hole are formation with the help of drilling tool. So if you want to make a hole, so that it's a commonly just what type of operation you will perform, and for that you will select the appropriate tool for this particular operation. If you identify that what application you will require to perform on the workpiece, so you must be able to understand the what type of tool will be required for machining. After that, you will be achieve the good result. Otherwise, your material will wastage, or we can say the tool life will be reduced. Turning operation, these are the turning operation used for single punch cutting tool. If we use the for turning operation, you can see here the single punch cutting tool and the workpiece, new workpiece surface, because it is this feed rate direction. You can see this is a feed rate direction. It is like this, and from this we remove the material from the workpiece surface, and the formation of chip are starting. So these are the turning operation used for the single point cutting tool. So there are milling operations. You can see there is a milling operation used for the used by the multi-point cutting tool. With the help of this, you will be cut the material and you provide the some special cases or a special surface finishing. These are the some machine requirement. These are the some machine requirement operations. So basically, what happened, the input you will provide on the machining in the form of power, and you will find out the product. And if the product are not find appropriate, and there are some defects are found, it will again transfer for the machining purpose also. And this process will continuously run until the your product will not fabricate as a good machinability or a good surface. So in the classifications of the cutting tool, basically there are two type of cutting tool: single point cutting tool and multi-point cutting tool. In the single point cutting tool, basically we use only the single cutting edge. That's why we can say single point cutting tool. It is the point in usually round to form a nose radius, and turning use single point cutting tool operations will be performed with the help of this tool. Multi-point cutting tool, there are multiple cutting edges on the, are available on the surface of the tool. So that's why we can say multi-point cutting tool. Motion related to work achieved by rotating, drilling and milling operation are performed on the multi-point cutting tool. So you can see here these are some cutting tools I'm just showing you for understanding the design geometry. We will discuss in the later in the lectures. So these are the some diagrams I'm showing you to understand the structure of this particular tool. So these are the single point cutting tool have some different geometries, and the multi point cutting tool have a different geometries. So these are the some tool features of a single point cutting tool. But the tool signatures are here, and each and every signature we will discuss in later and later slides. Because I'm just showing you some introduction lecture to aware about the structure of the single point cutting tool and the multi point cutting tool. Tool material, obviously, I'm just telling you the tool material is the most important to identify. I'm just told you many times in this lecture, because with the selection of the cutting tool, you will be able to understand properly. You will be able to understand that workpiece material is harder. Then you what type of tool you select, which is more harder than the workpiece. It is easily, then after that you will easily cut the workpiece material. Uh, So at the we can say at the end the textbooks I will prefer you for this lecture series. These are the total five books textbooks I am preferring you. The book name is the Modern Machining Process, written by the P.C. Pandey and H. Shah. And the McGrail publisher are for this particular book. And these are all are some standard publisher and some standard very popular authors are you have to see here. And with the machining tool design book, second is if you find that what type of tool we design for a particular operation and particular machine. So this book very helpful for you, by written by the N.K. Mehta. Tata McGrail Hill publications are here for this book. Third one is production engineering science, that is the PC Pandey and CK Singh will providing the some production operations, what type of operation you will be performed on that particular machining, and how will you achieve the good surface finishing. So you will be prepared this type of book. Manufacturing Technology, written by the two authors, R.K. Rajput and P.N. Rao. R.K. Rajput prepared for Lakshmi Publications, and P.N. Rao prepared for Tata Magazine Publication. And these all five books will have to understand the lecture series of Introduction of Machining Science and Machine Tools. So, if you have any query, any doubt, you will drop me a mail on my email ID, that is amit.tiwari @mygyanware.com, and you will be drop me a mail on the same email ID for asking any type of question related to this lecture one. And if you any doubt or any arising some questions related to the today lecture, you will be drop me a mail. I will be try to mail you or solve your queries. And you will also contact me on my mobile number at 690319448. So with the end of this lecture one, I'm just providing you some basic data information. That is, there are some key features we will highlight we use. That is, first is the selection of the tool material is very important, because we know that the workpiece material is much more harder than you select the tool which is more harder than the workpiece. So first is that the selection of the tool material, selection of the workpiece material. Second one is selection of the appropriate machine is the most important. Which type of machine you will prepare for that particular operation, that is the conventional machine and non-conventional machine. Third one is that the single point cutting tool and the multi point cutting tool, which type of tool we used for that operation, we used for the purpose for machining, because at the application of the tool, or we can say if you cut the turning, if you perform the turning operation, you will select the single point cutting tool. And if you cut the hole with the help of drilling, so you have to use the multi point cutting tool. So the selection of the cutting tool and the selection of the material of the cutting tool, or we can say the selection of the machining, these all are the important factors while during machining was the reminder. And for the foremost is the most important, that is the surface quality and the smoothness, that is machinability, will be achieved by the good machining operation and the right proper the selection of the tool, right proper selection of the workpiece material, and right proper selection of the machining that we use for the operation, and we will perform the material removal rate is also the important factor, because with the removal of the material, what type of heat dissipation zone are occur, and how to prevent with the help of the coolant. So these all are the fundamental we will discussing in the lecture series. I hope you enjoyed today's first lecture. We will meet you soon in the lecture 2. So thank you so much for understanding or listening patiently. I hope you understand. Whenever you have a doubt, you will drop me a mail on my email ID. Thank you so much for listening patiently. Thank you so much.